Hello, friends. Welcome back to English Espresso. Today we bring you another fascinating story. A story that has puzzled the world for over a century. The mysterious key of Tutankhamun. This is not just a story. It is your English listening practice. So, take a deep breath, relax your mind, and gently let yourself drift back in time to a place where history, fear, and mystery quietly wait in the shadows. Have you ever wondered what really escaped that tomb? Not gold, not history, something invisible. In 922, deep inside the burning silence of the Egyptian desert, a man brushed sand away from a single stone step. That man was Howard Carter, and what he discovered would become one of the most famous discoveries in human history. But here's what most people don't know. It may also have opened a door to something far more dangerous than anyone expected, because within months, people began to die. Was it coincidence, or had they disturbed something that should have remained sealed forever? The desert does not speak, but it remembers. In the Valley of the Kings, near Luxor, Carter's team stood before a sealed doorway. Untouched for over 3,000 years, the air was still, heavy, as if the past itself was holding its breath. Behind that door lay the tomb of Tutankhamun, the boy king, a ruler who died young, a king buried in secrecy, a tomb hidden until now. When Carter finally looked inside, he whispered, "Yes, wonderful things. Gold, jewels, artifacts, beyond imagination. But not everyone saw wonder. Some saw a warning. Stories began to spread of an inscription, a threat carved into stone. Death shall come on swift wings to those who disturb the king's peace." Was it real, or was it fear taking shape? Then the first death came. Not in the tomb, but far from it. Lord Carnarvon, the man who funded the expedition, fell ill. It began simply with a mosquito bite. But the bite became infected. The infection spread. Fever, weakness, then death. A healthy man gone in days. Now, let us slow down and listen to science. Medical historians suggest that the bite introduced bacteria into his bloodstream. Without antibiotics, such an infection could lead to septicemia, a deadly condition where the body begins to fail. In the 1920s, this was often fatal, but the timing felt unnatural. At the moment of his death, the lights in Cairo went out. Darkness, sudden and complete, a coincidence, or something more. And then his dog, far away, collapsed and died. The whispers grew louder. The curse was real. But now, think carefully about the tomb itself, a sealed chamber, closed for 3,000 years. No air, no light, a perfect place for something to survive. Inside, scientists later found traces of ancient fungi, microscopic spores, invisible, floating in the air, some similar to aspergillus, a fungus that can infect the human lungs. When inhaled, these spores can cause serious illness, especially in weak or unprotected bodies. A disease known as aspergillosis, slow, silent, dangerous. And there is more. Ancient tombs may also trap toxic gases from decay, sealed for centuries. When released, they weaken the body, making infection easier. So perhaps this was not a curse, but something biological or... And yet, most of the people did not die early. Many lived long, normal lives. Howard Carter himself lived for years after the discovery. No curse, no mystery, only time. So why did the story feel so real? Because the human mind seeks patterns. We connect events, we search for meaning, and when fear appears, logic becomes quiet. And so, a scientific reality became a legend. And even today, the mystery remains, because Tutankhamun is no longer just history. He is a symbol of power, of secrets, of questions that refuse to rest. So now, return to the question. If you stood before that sealed tomb, would you open it? Would you breathe what has waited for 3,000 years? Would you trust science or fear something older? Because in the end, the real mystery is not what was inside. It is whether we understand what we awaken when we disturb the past. And perhaps it was never a curse, but something far more real. So, what do you believe? Was it a curse or something scientific? Take a moment and tell me in the comments below. And here's a question for you. If you stood before that tomb, would you open it? Yes or no? I want to hear your answer. If this story made you curious, if it made you think, then like the video and subscribe to English Espresso for more mysterious stories and powerful English listening journeys.